going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a quick video update on why I still think that the Intel 10850K processor is a good value in 2021 and going into 2022. I'll kind of go through that. I've had this CPU for a couple years now. I've already done a few mini reviews of it if you want to check those out. But I have had it for a couple years, and I kind of want to go over why this may still be a good deal in 2021, 2022, and I'll kind of tell you where I'm going to go with my route after this. So this is a 10-core, I don't even know, 10-core 20 thread, I don't know the exact specs on it. It's basically a 10-core unlocked processor, so I do have it overclocked a little bit. I think it's around 5 gigahertz is what I have it overclocked at, and I've been cooling this with the Noctua D15. This is mainly what I use for all the videos I do on here, all the editing, photo and video editing, some of my more heavier workloads out there. I very rarely game. The games that I play I don't think benefit from any CPU. Hearthstone and Civilization, I don't think it would matter what CPU I had as long as I had a current modern gen one. So this is going to be mainly from a productivity standpoint. And where I'm going to go from here, since the new Alder Lake, the 12 series CPUs are out, which is actually a little more interesting than I was expecting. So currently this is hard to find new, but you can get them just about any time used for 300 to 350. I've seen them in the 275 range before also, so I think that's a really good value for a 10 core. These generally come with, I think it's either a 3 or 5 year warranty, so as long as you get it from a reputable person, I think this would be a very good value. Every once in a while you can find it new, for example like Best Buy, places like that, and it's going to cost you around $400, which I don't know if it's a good value new, but if you can get under $300, this is a beast of a CPU. So it has no issues with video or photo editing until you throw C-Log or S-Log at it. That's where this thing kind of bottlenecks, and while I may upgrade to the Alder Lake, the 12900K, which is a very expensive CPU, but it's 16 core, and from what I've seen with the reviews so far, seems to be one of the better performing CPUs out there. So I recently started doing all my videos in C-Log, and this thing really chokes and bogs down in C-Log. It really has a problem. A lot of times my render, if I get a video over 10 minutes, and I'm not a heavy video editor, I don't put a lot of layers on my stuff, but it will be 40-45 minutes to render that, depending on how much I throw onto it. So that's a little bit of an issue when you're time constrained. I have a normal job, so this is just something I do on the side. So that's, if you're doing C or S-Log, maybe look into a 16 core, one of the AMD or Intel lines. If not, I think this is a good value. If you're just using it for video, photo editing, productivity, even some CAD work you could probably do fairly easily with this. And for gaming, this is overkill for gaming, I think. I think you could get like an i5 or an i7, 6 or 8 core and be fine there. But I think for productivity, not doing any of the logs out there, or 8K. I do everything in 4K. I don't know how this would handle 8K, but I think it is a great value. Wait for the prices to keep dropping. For example, I will probably try to sell this on eBay for, I don't know, probably between 300 and 325, which is about what they're going for. I expect they will drop pretty significantly as the new 12 series become more available. If you try to order them right now, some of the processors are hard to get, like the 12900K, which I would like. I think it's like 2 weeks before it ships on Amazon if I bought it from there. So I think if you can get this under $300, it is an amazing value. It will last you a lifetime. It's extremely efficient. Does not run cool, or does not run hot like reportedly the 12 series are a little bit more power hungry. It actually stays pretty cool. Generally, I don't see temperatures above 65 Celsius, which is pretty good. I think the threshold's like 90. Sometimes I've got it in like the mid 70s, but I really have to be pushing it. Mainly that's because I have the Noctua D15 cooler, which is a pretty beefy air cooler, but you could put any the Cooler Master 212 Hypo Evo, whatever it's called, which is like $30. You can put that on there and cool this fairly easily, I believe, especially if you don't overclock it. So I think it's a really good value because you don't need a beefy cooler either. So you don't have to spend a lot of money. If you can get this for $300 or less, you have a solid system. The motherboards may be a little more difficult to find because they're starting to kind of phase out also. So as long as you get it from a reputable seller, I think you would it would be a very good value. I'm planning on upgrading and getting the 12900K once I can get it in stock somewhere, and that's mainly because I want to do more C-Log videos and more editing on that, and that just takes a lot more time than I would like for the rendering. Everything else, I think it's fine. I would not even think about upgrading this if it wasn't for the render times for C-Log, and it does choke down a little bit with editing. I don't use proxies. Sometimes I just do like the half scale in Adobe Premiere Pro, which does help. That's it. Kind of goes where I'm coming from. This is a solid choice. I've had it for years. I've been really happy with it. I've been happy with the, what is it, Z590 motherboards. Is that what we're on? It's a 1200 series socket. I've been really happy with the motherboards too so far. So that's it. If you have any comments, questions, leave them below. I'll get back to you. I'll try to get a review up or just initial impressions. If I do get a 12900K, which is probably my goal. I looked at the 12700K, which I think would be a little bit of an upgrade, but probably not enough to justify even actually getting rid of this. So that's it. Have a good rest of the day, weekend, whatever is out there, and I'll see you guys next time.